What up, though?
Hello.
It's another Friday in what we call Detroit in French, but it's called Detroit to us.
Yes.
And you know I'm in here with my people, slipping in the darkness, man, because that's what I feel like we going towards. We got some things to talk about tonight, ladies and gentlemen. With that being said, you are watching The Quarantine on WJZZ Cool TV, live streaming on WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. Watch us via Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Like, follow, comment, share, and subscribe. Hey, 313-355-6018. Join the conversation. Get with us tonight. We about to get it in. But with that being said, I want to introduce you all to my lovely co-hosts, and I'm not going to tell y'all their name. I'm tired of talking to them. I'm going to start right here, then we're going to bounce. All right, go ahead.
Hello, everyone. I'm Roslyn M. Ogburn, your candidate for state 9th House District for 2022. Thank you for joining us.
All right. And I am Henrietta Ivy. I am the home care advocate and activist for Detroit home care workers and up-and-coming candidate for 2024.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, with that being said, like I said, man, I feel like we slipping in the darkness on some things, man.
Talk about it.
We just got a lot of stuff going on. I'm just about to start shooting at y'all real quick. Your boy Donald Trump and his gang, and yes, they are a gang. They done made news again. They got some stuff going on, and you know how they do. Old people that y'all let in and gave a key to for no reason that don't deserve a damn thing. But as Americans, you know, we sometimes just throw some stuff up in the air. Oh, it's news. I need a haircut. They ain't really news, but I knew need one. Tonight, I became an alumni of the New Leaders Council. I'm a 2021 graduate.
Woo-hoo! Congratulations.
Thank you. It was a long journey, considering I did this in the middle of COVID. Man, look, anybody that was able to do anything in the middle of COVID, amen. God bless you.
Amen.
That means you was able to get the damn job done when a lot of people probably felt like you couldn't. So, again, congratulations to my fellows. And you did it. We did it. William Barr, Department of Justice. Waste of fucking time. Ooh. Hey, man, look, I told y'all I was going in tonight, man. My bad. More mass shootings going on. I don't understand what the problem is. Everybody just got to just...
Are we talking about the shooting on Calvin and Woodrow Wilson?
I'm getting there, Henrietta.
Oh, my bad.
This was the one in Florida that happened, but I'm going to talk about the 6-year-old that got shot in the drive-by. Where did you just say?
Woodrow Wilson and Calvert. Detroit.
Are we kidding?
Yes.
Y'all, and it's a bunch of men. I could see if it was some emotional woman somewhere that went crazy and some man, and you know how it goes sometimes. So yeah. Then we got a situation with a 6-year-old that was shot by an Asian man in Ypsilanti. This man
shooting an Asian man.
What the fuck? I mean, ooh. I guess we got a caller. I didn't know it was in
there. We got a caller.
What's going on, caller? Who is this?
Get it done.
What's up, man? How you feeling?
Congrats, brother. I'm feeling good, feeling groovy, like a 5-cent movie with popcorn candies free.
Hey, this is one of my brothers, one of my line brothers from Iowa, ladies and gentlemen. I always love it, man. This guy, I love him. He's a hell of a man. We didn't know he was a comedian, but come turn out, this guy is a damn fool. So
every day.
Hey, man, I appreciate you calling again, man. Stay on and watch us, man. I got to get through all this, but I love you, boy.
Oh, I will. All right, peace.
All right, now. See, ladies and gentlemen, I never really was a person that believed in fraternities and things like that, and then this happened. I'm gonna tell you, this what you call a brotherhood is real.
Yeah.
So I'm about to do my plug real quick. If you're interested in becoming a groove, we have a Detroit grad chapter in Detroit that started back in '79. I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but you can contact me. I ain't putting my number out there, but get with me. Okay, back to what we doing. All right. 11-year-old was shot and killed in South Carolina today in an alleged gang incident. Wow. So again, I have to keep saying, I don't know what the hell is going on with us. What the desire is to leave from an argument,
and then come back
and kill you. Like, is everybody that soft? Because I'm sorry, I haven't had a fight in a minute, and I want to really use my hands.
That part.
But the simple fact is, I can't use my hands because I know where my hands will go, and I know what they will do, and I don't want to die. I want to go back home and see my kids, see my mama, and stuff like that, man. So I'm gonna just keep my hands in my pocket. But with that being said, we gotta cut this shit out. It's ridiculous. If you're a black man, black woman, I'm just gonna keep it with us. I can care about everybody, but in this moment, I'm talking about us.
That's right.
I don't want to hear about you love the hood, this, that, and the other if you're a terrorist to the hood. I don't want to hear about how much money you have if you're not taking care of your hood.
That's right.
Here it is. We always have to sit here and look at somebody else to help us when enough of you niggas got money. You wasting it on cars and clothes and a whole bunch of stuff that you. We just had a guy that just got robbed for a $20,000 necklace
and hit the lottery for $30,000.
Now, don't get me wrong. He was still a victim.
Yeah.
But $20,000 around your neck, and you probably ain't living like.
Ladies and gentlemen, what are we doing?
That's right. What's really going on?
$800 million is coming to Detroit. We're going to discuss it tonight because there's some things that need to be talked about. There's some discussions that need to be happening. And again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not at the forefront of what's going on, when this money gets taken and roughshod through and you don't know what's going on, you can only blame yourself because I'm sick and tired of always having to tell you, meeting, show up, this is coming, and you don't participate. So with that being said, I'm going to calm down. Roz, this is the Roz button.
Thank you, Dre. We definitely needed you to elaborate on all them points. They were very crucial to what's going on, not just in our city, but in our state, but some national information and input. But you allowed me to make an easy transition into what I want in my Roslyn report. So once again, thank you everyone for tuning in. I'm Roslyn M. Ogburn. This is the Roslyn Report. I shifted it because what I had started to see as I looked at the newspaper, started to review articles, that it is a high capacity of crime being done, not just in our communities and impacting regular citizens, but our children. When did we not pause and start examining how we maintain ourselves and our baby? Because our babies are our future. Because if we don't have children,
we don't have a future.
What are we going to have
Exactly.
to take care of us and provide and move on to the next generation?
That's right.
And so, Dre talked about specifically, and you mentioned it, the shooting that the 51-year-old gentleman ended up getting killed, and that 60-year-old child being shot. And so when we think about this, it's called, we need to just pause and think about what we're not doing. When we talking about this budget, we conclude that we've been asking for certain things to be in our community to divert and shift this energy. Because we know idle mind is the devil's workshop.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
We know children ungoverned, untaken care of, unmaintained, can just get out of order. I had 5 kids, and I had one that got easily distracted. I remember at some point we asked for the airport to be turned into, I think we had a conversation.
A drag race.
There we go. To have a legal place to be able to have our young men.
They got them in the deep rules.
There we go. And I don't know if anyone, was it yesterday or last night or this past weekend or something, did we just have NASCAR and one of those big races?
Oh, they're here now.
Yeah, I want to transition into the Grand Prix, right? So why aren't we investing into capturing this energy and using it positively? But we let it get out of hand. I just used that out of the car incidents. But I bring it into bringing the conversation of, as we talk about all this money that's on the table, we need to have more programs to, one, talk why we must maintain and stop violence in our community, number one. Number two, being intentional for having a broader conversation. We say holistic spaces. Learning how to smush it. Learning how to resolve it.
Trying to figure out why do we get to the violent part.
To that I kill my brother, I kill my neighbor, and
then
I continually, perpetually.
We looking like, what? Now you realize I did something wrong.
There we go.
In that heat of the moment. We just try to catch you in that heat of the moment so nothing else tragic transpires.
There you go. And I think I'm quoting this from Bishop Jakes. Heat motion, when we and I say she motions also, because there's women that now are entering the penal system at a high rate than never before,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So this is not just a male conversation. This is an open, wide conversation for all our community members. So I lift it up as a mother, number one. And when my children, now they think it's, hey, oh yeah, they fight downtown all the time. That's not normal.
No.
We thought downtown was the most safest space.
Exactly.
Wayne State, next number 2 most safest space.
Yeah.
Right? So we must bring more conversation to how to spend that money to be more productive. More rec centers, more activities to steer that energy to not just be what we say economically strong, but to be productive. So we can show our young men and women it's a different mindset than killing each other.
That's right.
And then last but not least, when I transition into this, that the shooting that happened on the west side off of Woodrow Wilson and Culver was, the gentleman that got killed, it was from an automatic weapon, right? Semi-automatic weapon. And in California, the judge just overruled a case allowing semi-automatic weapons to be legal.
Wow.
And so I bring that to the table, that this is why we need better leadership to create better policies.
Yes.
Because even when funding is on the table, if you got bad leadership, don't mean you realize we're not going to get good policies. So I just open up that mindset to make sure that we understand what's going on to be able to protect our communities. And I just pass it back over to you, Dre.
Now, I'm going to ask you with that question. When does it come from being the leadership as an issue more so as the people themselves are literally putting themselves in them dumbass situations? You know, I don't, as me calling myself a young black leader, there's only so much I can say to a young black man that's already had it made up in his mind that, yeah, you might be right. I ain't got to go this right. I don't got to go kill this dude right now.
But I'm going to do it anyway.
But I'm going to go do that shit. Because he looked at me funny. Huh? I just looked at you funny. You don't want to kill me? So what the hell are we doing? At some point, it has to be some, and I'm just going to say it, the parenting has to go back to being accountable for what they're doing inside their home with these children, because there's something somewhere where my 26 and down lost their damn mind.
There's a different mindset. And you're right. It comes back to
I hear parents telling the teacher not to check their kid.
Right. You don't check my child. You let me know.
So I got to sit here 8 hours and deal with this person
and can't check them until you come get them. And then when I tell you about your child, you giving me looks. And you pretty much siding with the child who you sent to school that's fucked up. But you want the teacher to handle your screwed up child. And again, it's not the child's fault that they're screwed up. But here it is. The parents know. Let me tell you something. I do a lot of Facebook watching. I ain't gonna say trolling, but I do a lot of research just watching different videos. And I'm watching these 20-somethings and down. How do you call yourself a mother or father when you're having all your personal business performed in front of your small children sitting there watching you smoke, drink, cuss, screw, everything. And then get mad and when someone tell you that's not a good environment, you don't tell me how to raise my child. See, I do what I want to do.
This is what we're saying.
And I'm thinking, you doing this and you are instilling in these young minds. So when they get our age or older, that's their way of life. How do we change that? That's a hard thing to change when it's been engraved.
It is. And where we need pivoting toward the better leadership. Making sure there's programs that are doing door knocking and saying, we're trying to make you a better parent. To have these options available. That's why when I realized at the school that there was Title I money available. That's 1% of every school budget that was available to tap at these parents. When we started seeing kids come in looking like a hot mess, that was that parent I reached for. Guess what? Because if not, guess what? They calling the folks on you. And you about to lose your kids.
But
so parent engaged. Well, now listen, this is what I was about to say. Certain leaders in position, you get to see something. You get to bring the resources, right? But what we've identified, that dynamic has shifted. Our educational system is not the same. We've had allowed charter
when has
school.
it been the same?
But wait a minute, when that charter school shifts, DPS lost a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
We didn't have the same support. So I'm plugging it in to sometimes the parental support along with being engaged about funding, because when we had affirmative action funding, we identified certain communities didn't have access to certain things.
Right.
And so when we bring it back to this budget, we asked them for certain stuff that's never been brought to the table, but yet we got a manufactured preset list. You know, of course, we're going to talk about later, but I just bring it back to the table to not dismiss any parents that are not being accountable. So I'm a parent myself, and I'm very accountable myself. But what I have identified is that even to the point of when we talk about Planned Parenthood, how really do Planned Parenthood help us plan for parenting in black and brown
communities? There you go.
So I say that when you have real
that
leadership,
shit right there is a myth.
That's
how the hell you plan for parenting?
But what we're saying is talk about what these resources and other things are, rather than coming in and talking about let's handle it, right? No other options. And so I say that the same thing, that right now when we expound, you're right, there's a whole batch of kids that is looking like a hot mess. And like you're saying, digital social media has opened up doors
to when you can see it all.
That the realm is getting out of control. But what we do need to do is uplift that you must be taught. Train a child up in the way they should go.
That
what? And
they
don't depart. So the point is, you have to train up your children.
But so here's, I'm gonna say one point to that. Some of these women who's trained up these other parents in the way that they go are just as bad. We got to call accountability what it is. The mindset of this new dimension of this world is something like I never thought I would ever see in my lifetime. Like, for real. And I'm not saying in my generation there wasn't problems, because there were problems, but there was community. Where have community went? Where have leadership went?
Come on.
The church is there, but the church, we got over 4,000 churches in the city of Detroit, if I'm not mistaken, if not more.
Come on.
And maybe a handful is trying to take on the responsibility of a city so large.
Let me ask you, how many of these pastors are trying to be mega pastors?
That's their concern.
So when you bring up the church, let's not even bring that up, because that's a whole nother
situation.
But I'm just saying, it was a component that used to be.
Did you hear what you just said? Was? So again, let's not bring something that we know right now. I think we got to call it.
Yes. I do. This is our special guest.
Yes.
Gabriella.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hey, Gabby.
How's it going?
All right. How you doing?
Not bad. Thanks for having me.
Oh, yes. Thanks for calling in. Well, we're going to allow you to introduce yourself to our crowd. So the floor is yours, man.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for the opportunity and for the time. I really appreciate it, you guys. Eyondra, congratulations to you and I for graduating from New Leaders Council today.
Congratulations.
Yes.
That was really exciting.
Yeah, I appreciate that speech you gave tonight.
Thank you. No, I think actually today might be the first time that I try to not write speeches moving forward, because I think we, to Rebecca Thompson's point, Rosalind, your sister is incredible. She was one of our keynote speaker, and she mentioned that we should let go of perfectionism. We should let go of trying to do everything right. And I think John's speech today, I think it came from the heart, and it was really beautiful. So I think moving forward, I will follow in those footsteps and grow from trying to be perfect. But briefly, I'll introduce myself. My name is Gabby Santiago Romero. I am running for Detroit City Council in District 6. The place that I grew up here in Southwest Detroit. Originally, I am an immigrant. I was born in Mexico, but I grew up here in the city. And I'll share my story briefly. I often share my story by sharing about the first time that I found out I was poor. I was in middle school, and I was watching my mom cook dinner for us, and I was crying to her for new shoes. She told me that she couldn't buy them for me, and I asked her if we were poor, and she said yes. And I had no idea, because for me, growing up, there was always food on my table, and our heat always worked. And I realized through this experience running for office, that this is a story that many of us have here in the city. Many of us grew up in poverty. We grew up in struggle, but we also grew up in community. We grew up in family. We grew up in support systems that allowed us to live full lives of lives that are happy, are full, but frankly, ones that had to navigate systems that didn't allow us to live our lives, I think, to our full capacity, that have made us struggle along the way. So that's why I do what I do. I'm a community organizer. I have a background in social work. I'm the policy and research director at We the People Michigan, an incredible organization that I'm sad to be leaving soon. But this work is personal to me, and I'm running for office because I believe that we need people who care about residents, about listening, about working together with their constituents. And I'm very excited to hopefully be our next city council person. And thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to dive into conversation with you all.
Well, again, thank you for coming, and again, congratulations. I do have a question. Last I knew, you were running for Wayne County Commissioner. What made you decide to leave the county and decide to go run for a city position?
Yeah, I think for me, I never grew up wanting to be a politician. Frankly, I always grew up protesting them and trying to hold them accountable. And I always was told that I should run for office. So I've always tried to prepare myself to be a leader, to be the advocate that we need to be making decisions for us in those seats. And frankly, the first time that I ran for office, I did it because I was asked to do so by local leaders. Something that I think is really meaningful, the fact that all of this to me is answering a call, essentially. For the first time, it felt very much that way, that someone reached out to me, a group of people, and said, hey, Gabby, we think that we should change local politics, we should change county seats. Are you willing to run for the seat? And I said, you know what, yes. And I said yes because in my mind, Raquel, my councilwoman, was going to be in office, for another 4 to 8 years. And I wasn't trying to wait for any other seats. For me, politicians have a really important role and an important job that should be taken seriously. And I'm not someone that wants to be in city council and then be in state and then be the governor. I don't plan that way. So I answered the first time, and city council is, I think, another answer to another call, which was from Raquel when she let me know early this year around January that she wasn't seeking re-election, and that I should consider running for her seat. I said no at first because, frankly, the election is this year, and I just lost, and I'm tired, and it's scary to run again. And city council is, I think, a bigger race, but I got calls from friends, local leaders, including Rashida Tlaib, Congresswoman Tlaib, who told me, hey, I'll support you if you decide to run. So I said yes to running for city council. For me, it's really just answering the call for my community, and I hope to do it well.
Okay, this is my last question, and I'll let the young ladies here take over. And this is a question I asked myself. Are you prepared to deal with the stress, the rigors, the ups and downs of the position that you are seeking? Meaning, are you ready to deal with the people that one day liked you, but the next day you might have made a decision that went somewhere else, and now they can't stand you?
Yeah, I think there's a quote that's something around the lines of, in politics, there are no permanent friends and there are no permanent enemies. And I am very much understanding that. For me, I think I am prepared. I am meditating on it. I am praying on it. I am practicing to disconnect myself from what's happening, because I think many times we can take it too personally, and it is very personal and it's very real. But for me, I understand that someone may love me one day and may not like me the next day, but I have to know myself and what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and that I do know. So I think I am prepared. I am actually will be using this time from now until I hopefully am in office, continuing to prepare myself. And I think that looks like surrounding myself with amazing people, creating my squad of supporters, of like-minded people, of thought leaders that can really back me up in my decision-making. so that whenever somebody does hate me, unfortunately, at the end of the day, maybe they don't hate me too much because they understand that I'm coming from a place of values, essentially, of what I believe is right in my decision making.
All right. Well, I ain't got nothing to say. Joe.
Well, thank you, Gabby, for joining us once again. So for those that don't know, I've actually been knowing Gabby for a while now. I don't know, like 6 years, maybe.
Yeah, about that much.
Yeah, between Connection with Rebecca and We the People. So, of course, from the extension from We the People, doing amazing work, right? When we were organizing the community, getting feedback and knowing how to really connect back to policies that need to be created and engagement. So I just want to give accolades to that for a lot of people that don't know that behind the scenes type of organizing and work, and that you were doing, before you even started to reach for those candidates' roles. And then also, we are in the Rise to Run training together. Seems like me and O and you have similarities, right? So every Saturdays, me and Gabby has also been doing training to be these most qualified candidates, for Czar's election. So I just had to give that shout out to my connection with her also. Woo woo.
Was that a question?
No, I got a question. Shut up. I didn't get to do my intro like I normally do, right? I tried to throw that in right before I asked the question. But so what I want to ask you, so you have District 6, right? And so it is already conversated and already, kind of pre-labeled that this is our, Latino and more of our Mexican, Latin area, right? So what would you say to that? Because I always say there's part of two Southwest, right? South and Southwest. That community which is south of 75, right? Closer to having all of that high level environmental issues and impact. We know about the works and the issues, but what, as a city council, would you say for them that would be a number one issue that you would ensure for them?
So,
go ahead.
No, I'm here. I kind of heard two things in your question, Rosalind. The first is, like, what would I say to folks who think that this is just
Hold on real quick, Gabby. Hold on real quick.
Yeah.
Whoever this caller is, call back in about 10 minutes and we'll get you on. We're handling something real important right now. All right, go ahead.
Go ahead, Gabby.
No, you're good. Thanks. So I kind of heard two things that I want to get to, and the first one is, what would I say to people who think that District 6 is just the Latinx population or just like the brown or Mexican population? I would say that is not true. District 6 is made up of eight zip codes. I would say at least 2 to 3 of them, are very highly diverse zip codes that have an immense amount of Latinx populations there. But not only that, Arab American. We have people from all over the world. On my block alone, growing up here, I could walk up and down the streets, and I could smell Chinese food, Arabic food, Arab food, Hispanic food. I could smell barbecue. I could smell all of it in just one block. So it's incredibly diverse. I think outside of those districts, it is Detroit, and Detroit's a majority Black city, and that is what the rest of my district looks like. And while I'm knocking on doors right now, a few times a week, building along as we go closer to the election, I'm hearing, honestly, one of the main issues for folks are basic city services. Making sure that the lots that are empty are being the grass is being cut, making sure that we have streetlights, that we have speed bumps, making sure that there's enough people. There's a lot of. There's been an uptick in violence in the city. There's been an uptick really in gun violence across the country. So it's that. Those are the things that I'm hearing in my district. And Rosalind, you mentioned my district also being a part of the environmental injustices, really due to the Marathon Refinery, due to the bridge, and those are concerns that people have. But more than anything, people really want there to be a relationship between those corporations and the neighborhood so that they can talk about how to address the issues of pollution. And it sounds like those conversations have been happening and can happen more. So I already know that when I'm on council, I want to push for those conversations and also want to push for city services to really be invested in, because we still haven't. Although we're seeing all this development happening in the city of Detroit, many of our neighborhoods are still dealing with just the lack of basic city services.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Gabby. All right, I'm gonna pass it over to Henrietta.
Thank you, Ross. Hi, Gabby. So my question to you is, in knowing that and having the information you have about what the citizens want in District 6, if you become city council woman for District 6, will you continuously stand against any oppositions for the community? Will you hand down your vote for the people or against the people? Will you continuously, say for instance, if Mayor Duggan gets back in and he wants all council members to vote in the interest of corporations as opposed to the interest of the people, will you be one of those members who will say no all the time, or when it benefits you and or the community?
So I definitely plan on being someone that votes for the people. I am very honored to be receiving already endorsements from unions who are our workers, who are our residents, who are our Detroiters in the city. I am very much going to be voting in their interest, in the interest of our workers, in the interest of our residents, in the interest of my constituents. I already know that me and the mayor may have things that we don't agree on, and that's going to be okay, because for me, I want to make sure that we're working on things that we do agree on. But no, absolutely, I will be someone that votes on behalf of the residents, that definitely is talking to residents throughout my work. It's something that I actually look forward to doing. And I'm really, as a community organizer, I want to spend my time during my campaign forming those relationships, really forming those policy priorities. I want to hear what it is that residents want, because those are the things that I would be pushing for and advocating for on council.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else, Ron?
Well, last but not least, Gabby, can you tell our listeners where they can reach you to donate or volunteer, and also when's your next upcoming event?
Yes. So thank you so much for the time and for the questions. I really appreciate it. Our next event is actually tomorrow.
Right.
We have a fundraiser. It's going to be from 4 to 6 at our campaign office. We do have a campaign office in Corktown. That address is 1459 Bagley Street in Detroit. If you want to find out more information about my campaign, you can look up on our website, GabrielaSantiagoRomero.com. I'm also very active on Instagram, on Facebook, and you can find me again by just looking up my name. Thank you guys again.
Oh, thank you, Gabby.
Thank you.
We appreciate you joining us this evening. Okay. Dre, you got any other questions?
No, Gabby. Thank you again for tuning in and dealing with us, and I will see you tomorrow.
Yes, sounds good. You guys have a good night. Bye.
You
Good
too.
night. See you tomorrow, Gabby. All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I got to give a shout out. We got Miss Thompson. We got Donna. Hey, Vito. Thank you for tuning in, everyone on our Facebook. We got to give our Facebook shout out for our audience.
All right.
Okay. All right. Oh, you ready?
Yeah. I'm trying to do this little live thing, and it's getting on my fucking nerves. I ain't the best one with these new phones. I get.
There you
Oh
go.
man.
You too far back.
Too far back.
Man, just cut it off. All right. With that being said,
There it is.
I didn't want everybody to look at my little funky face. Man. All right,
All
you know
right,
what?
let's go.
Screw this. Yeah. So like we were saying, we about to dive into. Well, first off, you are watching the Quarantine on WJZZ Cool TV, live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Like, follow, comment, share, and subscribe. Okay. You can also call us 313-355-6018. Somebody was in here calling about 3 minutes ago.
Call back.
Whoever it was, call back.
Yes.
If you don't call back, I mean, you want that boy. Let's call back. All right. With that being said, let's just dive into it. As you all know, and if you don't know, or hopefully you do know, we just received, or we will be receiving, I believe it's $826 million from who else? ourselves. Hell, that's our damn money. But of course, it had to pass Congress and the Senate and all that crap. So they're calling it the American Rescue Plan Act.
Yes.
Detroit will be getting $826 million of that. So with that being said, we're having meetings now trying to figure out where this money should go. What do the people want to see done with it? Now, about 2 weeks ago, I believe it was, our mayor came out with a plan. That uncomfortable pause. He came out with a plan a few weeks ago.
He came out with a plan.
Right, exactly.
He didn't ask us first.
Wait.
I'm sorry.
Wait. I'm getting there. So, he came out with a plan. And I understand that in positions of leadership, you have to put your front foot forward. But, there's just some things on here that just, I don't believe we're going to really hash out in the next month. Now, this money has to be spent by 2024. Again, I just don't believe in a month's time enough people will be engaged with to be able to say these are the priorities. So, let me break something down for you real quick. For those that still think Detroit owes the school system something, we don't. The school getting $800 million their damn self. So, with that being said, to the people that are parents to children in Detroit, get your black ass up.
That's it.
Or white ass. Or Asian ass.
Or whatever ass.
Or whatever ass you got.
It's getting a reboot, sound like to me.
Get up.
Yep.
And start attending these school board meetings.
Please.
That's $800 million of taxpayer money that if you decide not to attend, they're going to do whatever the hell they want to.
Absolutely.
And have no reason to tell you what they did with it
because you
guess
wasn't
what?
there.
Bingo. You were not there.
You didn't show interest.
Tell y'all, not at the table. You on the
Tired of
Not
this.
at my table. Look, when y'all elect me, I'm going to let you know. I'm going to be the realest one. I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to be real with the corporate cronies.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, I'm going to hold you accountable.
Responsible.
Yeah.
Because you know what they going to do. I'm telling you what I'm going to do, but I need you to show up when I'm asking you, this is what I need to do.
Yep.
This is where I'm going and what needs to be done. So if you decide not to show up,
you have no reason to complain.
and they get what they want, because I didn't have you having my back because I was sworn to have your damn back.
That's right.
We ain't got nothing to talk about. Anyway, state of Michigan, and I'm serious. State of Michigan is getting $6.5 billion.
Billion
Wayne
with
County,
a B.
yeah, with a B, not million, $6.5 billion. Wayne County is getting $340 million. Wayne County is getting $340 million. Meaning, to those of us in Detroit, I believe you have 6 or 7 Wayne County commissioners dedicated to just Detroit. Again, it's your job to call these people and say what you gonna do.
What are we doing for the
Where's that money going?
Yep.
What you plan on doing with it? Are you having a conversation with us to tell us what you're doing with it?
That's right.
Can I give you a few suggestions? Because if you don't make those calls, and again, these people do what they want to, you have nothing. Nothing to complain about.
That's right.
Rosin can get elected all day long. She can hold 100 million fucking meetings. I don't know why I just want to say the word tonight. She can hold 100 million meetings. If you don't show up to just one, you can't blame her.
That's right.
You gotta blame yourself.
That's
but
right.
anyway,
That's
I just want y'all to know this is the time to participate.
That's right.
Okay, so these are the things that they are saying they want to.
Can put the money.
This is the one that kicked me up the behind. What can the money be used for? Offsetting budget shortfalls through 2024, $400 million. What? I can see if you could have said 150, 200, but you're not going to
take half.
My point is, you're not going to get half of Detroit or people to participate in these meetings that know that you're talking about taking half of 826 and putting it into budget shortfalls. I ain't getting no raise, and I work for the city.
And I thought I budgeted.
Look, ladies and gentlemen, we only have an hour. We gotta go into that part. That's why I said, look, so y'all know.
It's about to get deep.
This is our
I
series.
promise you.
This is our series
Yes.
behind the Detroit Future Fund. So no, this is not the last time we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about it until the money gets to going where it's supposed to go.
You gotta follow
Hopefully.
the money.
Follow the money.
Meaning, I work for a council person. Call me if you want to know what's going on. I want to set a meeting to meet with y'all.
Start calling your leaderships, period.
Don't call me for all the bull crap.
Right.
Call me about the stuff that's significant.
There
the
you
stuff
go.
that matters.
Yes.
I can't do anything about somebody, and I'm just going to be honest with it, speeding down your street. Unfortunately, the speed bumps are there, and these clowns want to use it as a roller coaster.
There you go. Ramps.
As bad as that pisses me off, the only option next to that is to put spike strips out there.
Okay, see?
And if you put spike strips out there, you can definitely believe that one of these cars coming through that front window.
Yep.
I don't want a car in my living room because whoever's in there, if they dead or alive, I'm beating the dog piss out of you because you shouldn't have been in here in the first place.
Yep.
So I might just go to jail for beating a dead body. Oh well. With that being said, these are the things that this money's supposed to be going towards. Fighting intergenerational poverty, restoring neighborhoods, parks, recreation, and cultural facilities, improving public safety, reducing the digital divide, and small business assistance. Okay. Let's just dive into number 3, parks, recreation, and cultural facilities. How the hell do you put cultural facilities with parks and recreation? Which means the people that say, or call into these meetings and say, take away from rec centers, they really want to say take away from the cultural facilities because the cultural facilities they're speaking on.
Yes, give us these examples.
Oh, I'm going to give it to you. Whether you like it or not.
No, they need
it.
this to understand and get clarity.
Yeah.
All right. The cultural facilities they're speaking of is Charles Wright Museum. They already get money. The Historical Museum. They already get money.
They just got some endowments.
Motown Museum.
How did that become?
Why would I give money to Motown Museum when this is Motown?
Right.
Them old jokers got their own bread.
That's what I was about to say. They're their own entity.
They're their own entity. Right.
So why
Just giving money away foolishly.
would cultural centers be lumped into a sum with rec centers? I'm confused.
Yeah.
Right.
But then you talk about taking $50 million and coming up with more
Bike lanes. I'm just gonna be honest. I already know.
Oh!
Who need another bike lane? Why do we need bike lanes?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Detroit.
I'm about to just
Are
say,
we downsizing or something?
When
I
last
don't
bike
know.
store you went to and they was
There's only 1 or 2 bike stores in the city. The one on Livernois. So again, that whole thing there, walking paths. What the hell we need walking paths for? We got sidewalks. We got a caller calling in.
All right.
How you doing tonight, caller? What's
Hello,
the word?
caller.
How you doing tonight, caller? What's the word?
Okay. Is this WJZZ Cool TV?
Yes, it is.
Oh, y'all talking my language. Ain't nothing but a gangster party. And you right, if you don't get to the table, the gangsters will beat you at every odd.
Can I ask who's calling, please?
yes.
This is Sylvia.
Ain't nothing wrong with that,
Hello,
Sylvia.
Hi, Sylvia.
Thank you for joining us this
Don't
evening.
be scared to say your name,
y'all
Sylvia.
Y'all talking my language, follow the money, because ain't a damn thing funny.
Not at all. And if we talking your language, I'm sure we talking about 10 other people's languages. So please let them know this is what we doing. This is how we keep it real, and this is what we do. So on Friday nights, please be here with us, cause you important too. We need your input.
That's right.
Okay, well, I'm going to keep listening, and I'm going to keep sharing so more people can hear what you guys are letting out, because this time to wake up. We've been walking dead too long.
Come on. Yes.
Well, I appreciate you, Miss Sylvia, and I know that was you calling earlier, and we had our interview going.
I'm sorry, my phone be acting cuckoo.
It's
No
all
problem.
good. We got a chance to hear from you. That's all that matters.
All right, I'm loving y'all.
Thank
Love
you.
you too.
Love you
Thank
too.
you.
Appreciate you. Have a good night.
All right, so now, and I'm not a person that don't think we don't need public safety. $50 million though to public safety.
Let's break this down.
Break it down for us, please.
I've been waiting for this.
Stopping speeding and drifting with 100 traffic enforcement vehicles and air support. Okay. Again, I have a problem with that because I had a community member bring it up earlier. How many police do we really have to be trying to buy 100 new cars? A helicopter, we got state police. We can call them and say, hey, put them eyes up there. We need you right now.
Yes.
Detroit doesn't need to spend its money on a damn helicopter.
No.
I've never been on a helicopter. Now, if you're going to give me a ride and the kids a ride and people ain't never had a ride for free because this is our money,
Right.
hey, get the helicopter because I'm going to call y'all and say, hey, I'm ready for that family visit.
Yes, that's it. We want to tour
But
the
if
city.
that's not what we're doing, you throw away the helicopter idea.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Using technology to fight gun violence. I get that. I hate to say it. I get that.
What are they talking when they say
Shot
using
spotter.
Shot spotters.
Okay, gotcha.
Which is a program that
They can tell you where the
where the
shots
are
came
being
from.
fired from.
Okay.
Yep,
I'm
so they
sorry.
get
I heard
closer.
some shit last night. I was like, oh, over here in Bagley?
See,
It's getting real around
It's
here.
getting rough.
Upgrade officer training with state-of-the-art facility. Huh?
I thought we just got that. Let me just get 13 on
Again,
Street. Just, isn't it?
How many
told you.
people is coming through this academy to upgrade a facility for $7 million? On top of, how many people leave this academy and don't even be police here?
they go elsewhere.
They take that and get the hell out of here.
Yes, but we do have a new policy that is stopping that though. So that's it has been restricted.
I
till
still
we
don't
send
care.
talent
That's $7
on.
million.
But didn't they just get an upgrade?
Yes, they did. They just got an upgrade.
Again,
1301.
$7 million? Okay, so adding EMS bays to firehouses for quicker response. Okay, I get that. So let's break this down real quick with my little ignorant math.
Yes.
I'm going to take $5 million. Fuck
Mm-hmm.
that. I'm going to take 6 away from stopping speeding and drifting. That leaves you with $10 million there. I'm taking completely all of this. Why are we giving $7 million to upgrade facilities of a state-of-the-art facility when
moving that.
you should be doing that?
Right.
I'm taking that $7 million right there. So that gives me $13 million. This doesn't need to be $50 million there. Okay. So I just took some money from there, and guess what I just did with that money?
Put it where?
Into neighborhoods and the rec centers y'all
There
was
you
just
go.
talking about.
There we go.
There you go.
Oh, let's talk about these neighborhoods. $20 million for streetscapes. That's gone. You're not getting $20 million for streetscapes if I got something to say about it. For what?
And it says street case
For neighborhood commercial districts. That means where businesses are.
There you go.
But
So
again,
that's
how many
enhancing
neighborhood commercial districts?
commercial
Right,
walkway
right.
Or, and footprint.
We just did that.
Yes, we did. I'm just saying, didn't we just
Southwest got
Yes.
Livernois,
got it.
Grand
River
River.
got it.
Yes. And then we just got
Matter of
35
fact,
mil for
they
each
coming
of the
down
other
Rosa
communities
Parks.
for. Yeah.
So
Why
So
would we-
why are we adding money to money we already got?
if
Like,
you're listening, take that $20 million and that's going where? To us.
us,
I'm gonna take that $20 million and give it to the home repairs for senior, low income,
Block
disability
grants.
community, and I'm gonna give it to these block clubs to
Yep.
take care of their
their
neighborhoods.
neighborhoods. Thank you.
That sounds very good.
That part.
That means don't call the city asking for a damn loan. You call the city saying I want that grant money.
That's right.
Apply
I'm
for
not
it and
paying you nothing back.
That's
because
right.
It's 800.
all this money on the table.
All this
to
money
be
on the table.
readily available.
Readily available.
And to reinforce why we shouldn't be putting more money into our policing budget
Pray for
is
me, y'all.
because we spend a third of our city budget
On that.
policing.
Yeah.
A third. Pause and think about that. Public
It's a lot of
safety
summer money.
is a third of our city budget. So to come back and say we're just gonna throw that whole 50 mil.
Stop it.
Now, this is another one of my issues.
But let me say this, because you guys don't go to the meetings and sit attentively and listen to how they're trying to word it, is why. This is why it is.
Yeah.
This is why.
$100 million in 3 years to fight intergenerational poverty. Now, that sounds damn good.
Sounds real
don't
good.
it?
Let's dive into
Let's
this.
stop that.
Expand community health corps.
Let's see how.
Full wraparound services, 1,200 to 1,800 in extreme poverty. That means, I believe, 1,200 to 1,800 people. Again,
Health
what is
courts.
full wraparound services for just that few people.
Right.
Does that mean 1,200 to 1,800 people can expect to get $30 million? Hell no, that ain't what that means. 2, skills for life employment, education and work. I can't get upset with that.
Yeah. Now
Pay you to go to school. What time is it?
8:51.
Oh, okay. Man, look, I told y'all this is going to have to be broken down into parts.
Yeah.
This is
Part
going to
2.
be a series because
this is ludicrous, man.
I really believe the people should have been came to first,
Yes.
not a generic plan to add, subtract from. Because when you put this in my face, you know what this means to me? This is what the hell you going with in the first place.
That's it. Preset.
I'm just
These your
sweating
ideas you brought to us.
and wasting my time because that's just what you have to do to show transparency.
To get everybody
Now,
approval, because the
again,
things require this process, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly.
We have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, we getting a whole new council coming.
Yep.
With that being said,
Dum, dum, dum.
some of these priorities might change. Depends on who gets in.
Absolutely.
It might get a little worse.
Yeah, to have real leadership.
You got
that's gonna
4
fight.
new members coming. Possibly 5, 6. You know, I think I'm comfortable where I'm at. I ain't gonna say I think I'm arrogant. Yeah, I'm comfortable where I'm at. But again, this is on us. This is on us. This is our money.
Yep.
$826 million is coming here. Of course, we didn't want it to come the way it did. I hate that people like Isaac Robinson
Amen.
passed from
away.
this crazy disease.
Yes, God rest
I
his
hate
soul.
that
Benny Napoleon.
Napoleon passed from this crazy. So many people that
People.
died from this. But
My cousin.
now we have this money here to do some very great things with. And I'd be damned if we squander $100 billion. I mean, almost $1 billion.
$1 billion.
Yeah, no, that's we're
That's
not.
that we can't do it.
We got a few minutes left. I've talked too much. People stop the BS, stop the killing. Show up to these meetings. This
Show
is
up to the
important.
meetings. That's it.
When I say we having a meeting, show up.
Show up.
Please. I'm enough about me. Y'all close it out tonight.
All right, thank you, Dredge. Want to give a shout out to our Facebook crowd. Thank you, Miss Donna, for tuning in. Thank you for Miss Thompson for joining us. Who we got, Mr. Sly Mac. Thank you, Mr. Sly. And hey, I got Vito. Hey, Vito, got to give you a last shout out. And thank you, Miss Sylvia, for calling in. I want to just make sure, like, Dre and Henrietta is enforcing. If we're not in the room, how dare we have a comment? How dare we complain? Because you had an opportunity to have your voice heard and you chose not to. Next week, there are 2 redistricting meetings. One Tuesday at Fellowship District, 7707 West Outer Drive at Wendell Anthony's Church. And then the other one is Thursday at the TCF location. And what time is that?
It's at 6 o'clock, and yes, yours truly will be in the building talking.
Yes.
My
All
shit.
right. Yes.
My
and
shit.
so why we need you at the table, because they're redrawing our lines through the whole country.
Yep.
Not just the city, not just the state,
The
the whole
whole
country. And you need to be in the room to understand and hear this process, right? So our team Roz and I will be calling our district to make sure you have the time and the dates, and if you need any assistance getting there. But I just want to make sure that once again we understand what's going on.
That's
Go
right.
back. Look,
I just
Kathy,
wanted
did you
to.
hear me?
I just want to piggyback and say, and give, just say, get up, get out, and make your voices heard. The only way change is going to happen in the city of Detroit, in the state of Michigan, in black and brown communities, if black and brown people get up and come to these meetings. You cannot keep relying on representation of people and burning us out to constantly take on the load, then come back and give it to you, because that's not fair. That's making it easy for you and harder for us. So I just want to say, and ending it all, get up, go to the meetings, call your representatives, talk to your leadership, call them out if they're not doing what they're supposed to do, and get your ass involved. That's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's only so much we can do.
Only so much.
If we pull you to the water, we gonna drown you. And I don't want to drown nobody.
That's right.
Sometimes, depending on what it is. With that being said, it's been another great Friday night. I'm so happy to have y'all in. Please don't slip into too much darkness, because we already have. With that being said, I'm just gonna let this play out. And ladies and gentlemen, Love each other, respect each other, put the guns down, put your hands up, man. Go home.
Amen.
After you get knocked out. Put some blood or some ice on it, whatever you gotta do.
And live another day.
That's all you
In
gotta
the words
do.
of Barb Marley, fight to live another day.
Yes.
As the words of Pops that passed on Friday, it's okay to get knocked the hell out.
Make
you
sure
live
man.
another day. Make sure man.
What's
Do
up?
something. That being said, good night. Good
Good night.
Groove, I groove. Swing, I swing.